completely different than America, and it's very clean, very sanitized. Everybody always wonders, well, what about the water? The water's purified. They're not going to serve you, ice that's, not good to put in your drink. So, please. And the town is phenomenal as far as welcoming to their town. They want to show you a piece of their heaven. They're very respectful. They enjoy your business, and a very safe area to be.
So that is the Agave Hotel and Cantina.com. There's some great pictures you have up there of the hotel. I can't imagine after listening to this portion of the show and looking at the photos online that you're not going to book a trip to Cabo right away. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about East Cape, because you guys, as you mentioned earlier, you have a pretty special piece of property out there on East Cape. And the first time I experienced that was with you and your wife. And, we got picked up at the airport and we hit the dirt road. Well, we hit the dirt road just after purchasing some ice-cold ballenas. But to me, it was really exciting to hit that dirt road and head out towards East Cape. Like you said, Shipwrecks is out there. Tell me what's happening out there on the East Cape, and what kind of growth and development, or what's still the same as it has been.
Well, yeah, it's actually changed quite a bit. They've actually are getting, the Vidanta has purchased a very large parcel, and they have really kind of shut down the starting of the beach road as we know it, and now it's a paved road that brings you down through a little town called Zacatitos, where Zach's Sports Bar and Grill is located. You bypass the turnoff to go to Buzzards, which is also another incredible restaurant out there in that area, and you take the paved road all the way to the ocean, to the Sea of Cortez, and you'll run into a dirt road. And if you follow that dirt road, you'll hit, first come to Shipwrecks, Shipwrecks is a very popular area. But to back up, the Vidanta is building one of the largest resort developments in all of Mexico. And they claim to have the largest, it's going to have the largest living lagoon that they'll be building there. And they've started it. The development's going on right now. They're actually building structures right now. So there's a lot of building going on. Property, it's still a very neat area to get away to find your own piece of property and your own little piece of paradise. There's a number of real estate agents down there. Our friend Goon Bush is doing really well, selling property, and we're starting to see a surge now of people coming back down and buying property in Mexico and getting great bargains on beachfront, or even property that are just, steps away from the beach. So it is still developing, but it's still desolate enough to where you feel like you're not in downtown, and you're kind of spread out. So our local traffic is cows, horses, donkeys, goats, chickens, and ranchers and stuff. You've seen it, Jim. I mean, it's incredible walking, driving down the dirt road, and here's a pack of cows, all in a line, walking back to the ranch for the day after a long day of, grazing and just, looking for water and things like that. So it really is kind of special when you see things like that, or you see the horses, running wild down the road, and they run right past you, or the donkeys fighting and things. But you got to get down there and get off the beaten path and go check out neat little areas. And if you stay on that beach road, it will take you through a number of different developments. Nine Palms, which is an incredible place to surf. It'll eventually wind up in Cabo Pomo, which is an incredible place to protected natural marine life reserve, where you can go snorkeling or scuba diving. They do trips there. Yeah. And we'll take you out to the reef to see some incredible marine life.
Now, if you want to stay out on the East Cape, as far as I remember, there's really no hotel, so it'd be more like an Airbnb out there, right?
Yeah, there is actually there is some very nice place. Vita Sol is a very small little hotel that's about 8 miles from Shipwrecks. It has a great little bed and breakfast place, a good restaurant that you could stay at. Look up Vita Sol, is a good place. There's also an eco-friendly hotel, and I don't know the name offhand, but we had stopped by just a couple of months ago and did a tour of it, and it's an incredible place. If you just want to get away from the world and check out, I want to say it's called Lighthouse, but it's an incredible eco hotel that you're staying in little palapa houses and with some neat scenery, neat decorations. They have a little restaurant, little bar, but you're virtually out there by yourself, living off the land. They're obviously off the grid. They're all solar powered and don't run any generators, and they truck their water in. And it's an incredible place to be. But that would be one. Cabo Pomo has a number of little places to stay that are, neat little hotels to, little plop of rooms to stay into. And they have a number of restaurants, and you can go stay a few days out there and be perfectly fine and check out. You could probably spend, weeks on end. Neat little places to check out. And that's the funnest thing, is going and exploring and finding that little slice of heaven that you go, okay, this is my place. This is what I like. And I guarantee you'll come back, year and year again, and bring your friends and introduce them to the area. It's just that special.
Yeah. Now for you, and that's a good lead into what I was going to ask you. What does an average day look like for you while you're down at your place in East Cape? Maybe when you've got some guests, like what is it, your agenda for the day? Because I know I've had some great days with you, but tell us kind of what that looks like.
Oh man. Well, for us, I mean, we get up obviously in the morning and enjoy a nice cup of coffee on the patio and overlook the ocean. And if it's during the December, January, February months, we watch the whales go by. The whales actually migrate up through the Sea of Cortez, and you can sit there and watch them play, and it's an incredible experience. And maybe have a little small breakfast made and enjoy that, and then really kind of just think about what you want to do. We enjoy laying by the pool, and you can sit at the infinity pool and just stare into the ocean and just dream about everything that you want to do, everything you've got, would like to do, or just see the ocean life. And, it's incredible what just staring into an ocean, what the relaxation it actually has, and the things that it actually, gets your mind thinking about. But, typically that's kind of how it goes. And then, from there, maybe have some, nice ceviche lunch, or we normally will make some tuna sashimi, or some poke tuna, or some seared ahi, and try to enjoy a nice, fresh meal, and just continue on throughout the day. But at some point, maybe a cocktail or two, try to perfect our margarita making, comes into play, and that's really about it. It's really the locals in our area also, typically on a weekend, we'll have a horseshoe tournament, or they'll have a volleyball game if you really want to go get involved into all of our neighbors and what they've got going. There's always something exciting happening. Yeah,
I want to add a little color to those statements you just made. First of all, your wife is the sunrise queen, and we all know that she's up way before you are, because she takes the best pictures of the sunrise, and I think almost every time she harasses you for not being up yet. But what's interesting about what you said, it sounds pretty basic in your description of what your day looks like, but the reality is Baja kind of comes alive around you. When you say, we have a nice little breakfast. Well, you've got somebody that lives in there at your place and helps take care of the property, but she also cooks for you and cleans. But, she brings out some of that local flair, like that machaca that they sell locally. It's kind of a dried meat, but then she makes it come alive with fresh onions and garlic. And, that basic breakfast is pretty incredible. It's not like something you get up here.
Well, I didn't want to say that, only because I've gained some pounds and from her cooking. But yeah, it's the Mexican breakfasts are incredible. Whether it's, like you said, machaca, or whether chorizo, sausage and eggs is a big favorite of mine. But she makes chilaquiles also, which is like tortillas that she deep fries, and then in turn she puts it into a red chili Colorado sauce over the top of it, and then of course she fries a couple of eggs over medium, puts that on top of it, and then and puts some melted cheese on top of that, and it's to die for. And it's gets some slices of avocado next to it and a little bit of cantaloupe. You could. So breakfast could take you a couple hours to get through. Just
exactly.
By the time you enjoy it and just relax and take in watching the fishermen, go by in their pongas, or a big yacht go by or something. Yeah, you just really kind of take it in. And the view that we have is incredible of the desert also. You talked about, the sunrises in the morning, and I enjoy those too. Brenda posts incredible pictures in the morning, but the sunsets are just as beautiful. And then off in the mountains, they make a picture. You can make a postcard with every one of them, and the colors that come out of the reds and the oranges and even the purples at time are just spectacular. You can't get that anywhere else. Also, when, we haven't really talked much about Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo. The old town of San Jose del Cabo is absolutely incredible. They now have brick lined the streets, and the town center has came back alive, and the shopping is fun. A lot of food places to eat and to check out and enjoy. And Cabo San Lucas also has some spectacular places to go see the arches and snorkeling, or getting a wave runner, or again going fishing, or just laying on the beach and enjoying a simple meal or cocktail is fabulous.
Yeah, I know it's a special place. Now, a little bit more color to your previous story. You were talking about maybe have some ceviche for lunch and stuff like that. Well, if you weren't the winner and you caught your fish the day before, you're not eating your own fish, but there is a fish truck that comes by your house, correct?
Yeah, we haven't seen that here just recently, but yeah, at times there's a truck that comes by that has fresh scallops or fresh shrimp, jumbo prawns, or we'll have some type of fish, or whether it's dorado or tuna or halibut or snapper or something. Yeah, we get a couple of different types of deliveries like that. We used to have the ice cream truck even come by, and we'll probably start to see that more and more now that the Vidanta is being built. But and if not, then we go down to the local La Playita where you can rent a ponga and go fishing. It's really affordable to get an ponga for the day or for a half day and go out and catch your fish. And what happens a lot of times, you almost catch too much fish to where you can't take home all of it, or you're only going to be in town for a week or two. So a lot of the people are willing to sell you a chunk of fish. So that's one of our best ways of going and getting some nice fresh tuna or some dorado and searing it up for the night and making some nice tuna.
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, what's great about East Cape and that slow-paced living over there is that Mexico really does come alive around you, and what you think might be a day filled with nothing, all of a sudden there's great little amenities that happen from that breakfast or that random fish truck that drops by, or like you said, you're just looking out in the ocean and all of a sudden you're watching the whales, or something else happening around you, and you really get a chance to sit back and enjoy what life's all about down there.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to experience it and come down and see what Baja has to offer, whether you're in, Baja Norte or come down to the Cabo San Lucas area. I think there's a little bit for everybody down there. Of course, the fear, everybody's always talking about, Mexico and the fear of Mexico. And unfortunately our world has its own problems no matter where you go. And I think we all realize that. But when the media seems to always blast, there was a death in Mexico, or someone, the drug cartel is shooting. Yeah, that does happen, but they're killing each other, unfortunately. And it's sad to say that we live in a drug produced world, and, people fight for their territory and stuff, but it's not something that you see when you go to Mexico. It's not like you get off a plane and you're having to duck, and run to the car because of fire. Yeah, the federales do carry guns down there. It's very well protected. But it is a very safe area, and they know that tourist is their business, and they thrive on tourists, and you're not alone down there. There's, plenty of people from all over the world. And I think once you get down there, you'll get it. You'll go, man, I've been missing out on this the whole time, and it'll soon become your favorite place.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I feel safer in Baja every time than I do in just some of the cities that we live in around. We talked about a couple before the show. I mean, I'd much rather be in Baja from a safety perspective. So, hey, with that being said, we have a long racing history together. I think we've won just about every race there was to are worth winning, and whether it be the Trophy Light or the Spec Trophy Truck. What's going on with you in racing? Obviously life takes its turns. I've taken some time away. I think you've taken some time away, but any plans in the future for some races, or are you going to get in the dirt?
Yeah. So, I as you know, I had to kick cancer. I had some throat cancer in 2016. That was a very tough year for me. And, we actually came back in 2017 and have finished up a Bronco, a 1969 half cab Bronco, 4x4. we raced, and we had a few little problems, but it was fun. That the Bronco works really well, and I think here in 2019 we